Making YouTube videos has started to come at the cost of my health.
It's kind of an embarrassing video to make, but I think it's finally time to explain to you how I've managed to get myself into a bit of a hole. But then also at the same time, how I'm gonna try to use technology, use the tech that I'm surrounded by all the time to get myself out, to transform my life. And I wanna start now.
Okay, here's the thing with me. For the last few years, I've pretty much concentrated my entire being on just one thing and one thing only, and that is increasing the average watch time on my videos. Not money, not subscribers, not likes, just watch time. Because in my mind, it is the one stat that doesn't lie. You know, someone could very easily just hit the like button before watching or write nice things in the comments, but nobody is going to force themselves to sit through a video that they're not enjoying. And so if people are watching my videos for longer, to me, that is the clearest indication that I'm making better videos, that I'm improving at my craft. And it's all I've ever wanted to do. But this constant push to optimize all the time, it's starting to damage me. When you click on a video on this channel now, let's say this one I made about the 11 fastest gadgets, it's not what you think it is. Like, I could totally see how from an outside perspective, all it looks like I'm doing is sitting in my room for 10 minutes, opening cool toys and just having a massive laugh while doing it. And to be honest, it could be that if I didn't care about the viewing experience, but it's just in this pursuit of trying to make every piece of content the best video I've ever made, I've turned it into such an operation.
Like, just to find 11 gadgets that I thought were good enough, I had to make a whole list of 80 and then one by one filter them down. I spent 12 hours just setting the gadgets up once I got them, like charging them, installing the apps, reading the instruction manuals. And then I planned every single test to do with those gadgets. Everything from making the mud mixture to put on the tiles to test the fastest cleaning brush, to finding a suitable flag to test the fastest running stilts. And like, these stilts, I was genuinely scared for my life while using them. I still went through with the race in the video because, you know, I knew it would make it a satisfying piece of content, but just for that 20-second segment, I'd spent 4 hours the night before, terrified, like falling between the various walls of my house learning how to use them, just trying to make sure that I wasn't gonna end up with a concussion. I was pushing harder than ever to deliver the video with more energy because the stats are telling me that that's making it more enjoyable. And then on top of that, every single video, we're just continuously trying to top ourselves when it comes to the editing. We've now got text to reinforce every single point that I make. We've made sure that my face is on show throughout the entire video, even when we've got other shots on screen. And now we started adding timelines so that you can always know what's coming next in the video. All of this stuff, and I'm trying to cram all of it into videos that also have really tight turnaround times, because this is a tech channel. Tech moves really, really fast, and if you're trying to be as useful as possible to your audience, then you kind of have to make sure that your videos come out at the time where those new products are launched, because that's when they're deciding whether or not they want to buy them.
So the long and short of it is this. I feel like I'm now spending every waking minute of my life sitting and working. Whenever we film, I'm pushing myself harder than I ever have done to deliver, and then literally downing honey and ginger afterwards to soothe my throat because it hurts so much. I'm falling asleep next to my laptop, and I'm just getting really little, really poor quality sleep because my mind just will not switch off anymore. And then I'm fueling myself with caffeine and junk food the next day just so I can keep going. I feel like I'm accelerating my own aging process. Like, this could just be a coincidence, but a year ago, I did not have a single grey hair, but with my current levels of stress, they're just popping out everywhere. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is better than having a TikTok logo on my head, but I'm still not loving it. And I would say the single biggest impact is on my body. I took this a couple of weeks ago because I've always had a really skinny build, but for the first time in my entire life, I've actually felt like I've let myself go a bit, and that's a scary thought. This is really hard for me to share. I always hold myself to a really high standard in everything that I do, and clearly I've not quite mastered the balance. But the reason that I'm showing you this is, one, I want to make a change starting tonight, and two, I want you to join me, but more on that in a minute.
I've made a decision that nothing is more important than health. Money doesn't mean anything. Growth doesn't mean anything. Even my favorite watch time, it doesn't mean anything if I'm not healthy enough to appreciate it. So This is the challenge. Right now I am 84.5 kilos, I have a 21.3% body fat, and I can do about 7 decent quality pull-ups before it starts to look like I have a problem. So, I want you to give me 3 months. Let's set a date, let's say the 31st of August, and on that day I will post a follow-up video where I will have to show you how much of a transformation I've managed to make. And here's how we're gonna do it. Yeah, I made another one of those timelines. This is basically my 10-point action plan that I'm gonna start literally the minute that we turn the camera off. So number 10, I'm gonna switch from sitting all day with my computer to standing for a few hours. I've just set up this adjustable desk that can transition between both states, because apparently just the action of standing can burn hundreds of calories per day. So we will see if this turns out to be a game changer. And while I do that, I've also got this weird looking fluid stance board, which, because it requires balance, will also keep my core active while I type away. Number 8 is, it's even more important, I think. I get so absorbed in my work that I completely forget to drink water. And honestly, like, having more water is world's simplest life hack. It makes your brain work better, it makes your body work better, it even boosts your metabolism to help you burn more fat. So, for the next 3 months, I'm gonna try this water reminder app that's gonna ping me every single time it thinks that I should drink. And when I do drink, I'm gonna use one of these air up bottles, which are scented to try and trick your brain into thinking that you're drinking flavored water, even when you're actually just drinking normal water. Just because it might be fun. Now, as you've seen, a big part of my problem revolves around sleep. I'm sleeping late and I'm sleeping poorly. So we're gonna try a few things. The first, and this is gonna sound like I'm 10 years old again, but I'm going to start to give myself a bedtime. I feel like this whole mindset of I will not sleep until this video is perfect, it's not giving my body the chance to get into a rhythm, which I feel like it is asking me for. So while I can't control when I actually fall asleep, for this period, every single day, I'll be in bed at 11 p.m. And then the other thing that links to this is no matter what, to leave my laptop alone, to stop working 10 minutes before that 11 p.m. bedtime, and then to use that 10 minutes to practice meditation. I've never properly done it, but I have heard a lot of good things about the Headspace app, so I'm going to use that every night up until the 31st of August and just see if and how that changes my life. And to track my improvement, I've just set up, and I didn't even know this was a thing till a couple of months ago, a smart mattress by the company 8 Sleep. So this thing is not just fitted with sensors to be able to monitor sleep, but it also has a pump right here, which can circulate water through the mattress to adjust your body temperature and supposedly improve it. So based on last night's reading, this is basically telling me that I have a sleep fitness score of 28%. If you look at the sleep graph over here, it's telling me that I basically spent half the night awake, which is, it's not good. But I am excited to finally do something about it.
Now, in terms of food, I'm not about to start taking creatine or weight loss supplements. My plan is to go all natural, but to keep it simple, because I don't want to spend all day meal planning. So it's basically going to be a case of swapping out the pizzas and the milk chocolates and the bubble teas, as good as they are, for fruits, veg, nuts, and dark chocolate. I'm imagining this is going to be easier said than done, but you know, I like a good chunk of cucumber, and trying new different kinds of fruits, I don't know, it could be fun.
But what I've been neglecting more than anything else is exercise. I feel like when the pandemic first started and everything went remote, I just stopped moving enough. Everything is done while sitting in a chair at home now, which is, you know, it's very efficient. But it just means that all that going out and about that used to happen naturally now has to be a conscious effort. So to get around that, I'm gonna make absolute sure that I'm getting my steps in. So every single day without fail, I will do a 30-minute uphill fast walk on a treadmill. And then the plan is to complement that with 3 full workouts where I really push myself. What I'm going for here is progressive overload, where for each exercise that I do, I'm going to start with 8 reps, but then every workout increase that number by 2 reps each time. And then to keep the whole thing sustainable, every time I pass 12 reps on any particular exercise, then the next time that I do it, I will increase the weight, but then dial the reps back down to 8 again. If I can pull this off, then in this 3-month period, I will have been able to practically double the strength of my entire body. I'm also going to test out the Slender Tone belt, which can apparently strengthen your abs by sending electrical impulses into them to make them contract. We'll see if that works. Plus, this vibration plate. You just stand on it whilst you're also doing other things, and it, plain and simple, makes your body work harder.
Okay, the number one thing though that I think is going to help me and this channel more than anything else is growing the team. It's quite normal for YouTubers with 10 million subscribers to have teams of like 30 people to help them to organize all these big videos that they try to make. And so it's almost not surprising that I feel so overwhelmed. Given that, you know, we have a 10 million subscriber main channel, we have a 4 million subscriber second channel, and at the time of filming, just 3 employees. See, the thing with me is, I'm really cautious about hiring people. Like when I plan my videos out, I'm almost imagining how they're going to play out as I'm writing them. And so I have this really specific vision that I find it hard to imagine other people can execute. But it's becoming quite clear to me that if I spend time finding the right people, then they'll actually help to make the videos even better, not worse. So that's what I'm going to do. But I want to flip this over to you now. If there's any change that you've been wanting to make in your life, it could be diet, sleep, work, productivity, why don't we do it together? Go into that comment section, write what you want to achieve in these 3 months, and then in 5 or less bullet points, how you're going to do it. And we can hold each other accountable. When I post my update video on the 31st of August, we can check in and see how you've managed to get on. Right, time to get started. Let's do this thing.